Hi, my name is Chris Neilson and I am one of the curates at St John the Baptist Church. Do I prefer tea or coffee? I prefer coffee, but my wife drinks lots of tea, so I drink lots of that as well, and I've got a coffee with me today. My favourite mug I brought with me, this is one with lots of different haircuts on. Somebody bought me this a couple of years ago because I did a college course in hairdressing, believe it or not. So somebody bought me that. My favourite biscuit is probably a chocolate malted milk, but I'm not eating them at the moment because I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. But when I start again, I'll put it all back on. When it gets to Easter, how will I eat a Cadbury's cream egg? Well, I've got a Cadbury's cream egg here now and I desperately want to eat it, but I've decided I'm going to save it till Easter, and when Easter comes, I'm going to eat it as quickly as possible. The best thing about lockdown for me has probably been the opportunity to spend more time with my kids because they're around the house a lot and we were so busy before. It's nice to see them. The worst thing about lockdown is probably because I've come to a new area and to a new church and haven't had a chance to get to know everybody very well. I haven't had a chance to talk or go and meet people for coffee or in pubs. I think that's a real shame. I've not got to be a part of this community as well as I would have liked to have done. If COVID and lockdown were to end tomorrow, what would I do? I would just love to go to the pub with as many people as possible, to crowd in there and to talk to people and catch up and share stories and just be close to a whole load of my friends, family and new community. The thing I'd be praying for during Lent and lockdown is, with all of the social distancing that we've had and with all of the time that we've spent apart, I think I'd pray that people still trust each other, that people still want to be close, and that people don't see each other as a threat because we've been trained to see that. As Easter comes up, the thing that I would like to celebrate is that I am here and I am healthy and I have a family that I love and friends that are around. And through this time, it's been not the case for some people to have those things. And I think that's a real shame. So I want to be thankful of all of the things, the blessings that I have. Let me tell you how I came to faith in Jesus. So I grew up in the church and I didn't really understand what was going on, if I'm honest. I went along and people sung songs, and I was in a Salvation Army church that had brass bands and strange uniforms. And I went because my parents had always took me along, and that was great, but I knew there was something more to it. And when I was in the middle of my teenage years, I remember going along to an event and trying to chat up some girls there, but they weren't really interested in me. They were more interested in what was going on at this event, and they were more interested in who Jesus was to them. And that struck me as something amazing, that God was real and he was real to these girls, and I wanted to know what that was. I wanted to know if there was a God out there, and if he was real, I wanted to get to know him. So I remember just that night I decided to just pray and ask that God would make himself real to me, and I did. I felt that sense of God's presence with me. And the rest of my life since then has been journeying to know more of who Jesus is, to make him more real to my life and more real to the people around me as I've got to know him. So Lent is a time for prayer and reflection. Lent is a time of preparation on the run up to Easter. So what am I doing on the run up to Easter? Well, I'm doing some running and I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. But one thing that I'm doing is every day, Monday to Friday, all the way through Lent, from Ash Wednesday up to Easter Sunday, I'm going to be doing some prayer on Zoom as part of church, anybody that's a part of the community can come and join us. So 11:30 in the morning, you can come and join us on Zoom. Go into our church suite, go onto our church website. We'll be able to tell you what's going on, and we'll advertise it on some of these videos. So maybe you want to join me, maybe you want to sit and pray and reflect for just about 15-20 minutes at 11:30 Monday to Friday. That's how I'm praying and preparing through Lent. Why don't you come and join me?